All right, so we got 19. This is exponents. So we got negative 2c to the third, d to the sixth, all over 24 c squared d to the second power. Okay. So what you're going to do is when you're dividing exponents like this, you just subtract. So you know that you're going to end up with 1c in the top, and you know you're going to end up with 4 d's in the top, because 3 minus 2 is just 1, and then 6 minus 2 is 4. All right, and then negative 2 over 24 simplifies to be negative 1 over 12. And that's your answer. Now, for 20, we got x squared y to the third, all that in parentheses raised to the second power, times, we got x to the negative 2, y to the fourth. Okay, so when we divide exponents in 19, we subtract. When you're multiplying exponents, you add. So what I need to do is I need to rewrite this whole piece here. So that really means x squared y to the third twice. X squared y to the third. Okay, and then I'm still have that times x to the negative 2, y to the fourth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all my exponents. All right, so I have 2 exponents, negative 2 exponents. So that leaves me 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 minus 2 is 2. So I got x squared, 3 plus 4 is 10, y to the 10th, and that one would be done. All right, 21, we're going to use synthetic division to simplify. X to the fifth minus 7x to the third plus x plus 1, and this is divided by x plus 3. So if you remember from the polynomials project, when you use synthetic division, you get the coefficients of all these numbers. But remember, that's like a 0x to the fourth in between and a 0x squared in between. So my coefficients are 1, 0, negative 7, 0, 1, and 1 from all my coefficients of the x's. X plus 3, we're going to look at negative 3, the opposite, with our synthetic division. So bring down the 1. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. That's negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. Positive 9. That gives me 2. It's a negative 6. Negative 6. Negative 6 times negative 3 is 18. 18 plus 1 is 19. 19 times negative 3 is 19 times 3. Let me do that one more time. 57. Negative 57. So this is negative 56. So my answer here is 1x to the fourth minus 3x to the third plus 2x squared minus 6x plus 19. Remainder is negative 56. All right, remember, if there is no remainder, the factor theorem tells us that x plus 3 would be a factor. Okay, but this one has a remainder, so the factor theorem doesn't help us there. Okay? All right, let's look at 22. So now we're going to do what we have left off with most recently, which is our
Graphs?
not the graphs, the simplifying expressions. All right, so the first one we got is x minus 8 over x plus 6, x minus 8, times 4x, x plus 10, and x plus 10. Okay, so when you multiply, you're just crossing stuff out that we can, right? X minus 8 cancels with x minus 8. X plus 10 cancels with X plus 10. So this leaves me with just 4X over X plus 6 as my answer. I got some exclusions. X cannot be -6 or 8 or -10 because all those are in the bottom of the fraction. Okay, let's look at 23. 23 happens to be a division problem.
Keep, change, flip.
Yep, keep, change, flip. So that's going to come into play here. Over t squared plus t minus 6. So I need to change this problem to be multiplication. And then it's t squared plus t minus 6 on top. And t squared plus 6t plus 9 on the bottom. So what I got to do is I got to factor 3 pieces. I got to factor this piece, and this piece. I'm going to come up here to do that. So 1 over t squared minus 4 turns into t plus 2, t minus 2. All right, times the top up here, t squared plus t minus 6. The factors of -6 that add to give you 1 are +3 and -2. So you have t plus 3, t minus 2. Then in the bottom, my factors of 9 that add to 6 is just 3 and 3, right? So t plus 3 and t plus 3. So now I have some stuff that cancels. One of the plus 3's cancels. One of the t minus 2's cancels. I'm just left with 1 over t plus 2, t plus 3.
That's your answer.
That's my answer. Okay, moving on to 24. We got a subtraction problem. Minus 2r, r minus 3. So whenever you're adding or subtracting fractions, you got to get the common denominator. So we need to multiply by something so that the bottom of my fraction is r minus 2 and r minus 3. So the first problem's got to get multiplied by r minus 3.
And one's got to be multiplied by r minus 2.
And the second one's by r minus 2. So what happens is this top becomes 7r squared minus 21r. All right. Minus 2r squared. All right, because we're taking this -2r to both pieces. Plus 4r.
Squared. Oh, that's weird.
Just 1r.
Yeah.
Because there's no r there. All right, so now you got like terms. So 7r squared minus 2r squared is 5r squared. -21 plus 4 is minus 17r. And all that's over the bottom pieces. And that would be your answer. Okay, last one, let's look at addition. This is 25. K plus 7 over k squared plus 6k plus 9 plus k minus 5. K squared minus 5k minus 24. Okay, so I need to know what common denominators are. But first I got to factor everything. So let me factor the bottoms of these. So that's going to be k plus 7 over k plus 3, k plus 3. Because 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 plus 3 is 6. Plus, over here, you got k minus 5. This is going to factor to be -8 and +3. K plus 8, excuse me, k plus 3 and k minus 8. So the common denominator is going to have 2 k plus 3's and 1 k minus 8 in it. So it's going to be k plus 3, k plus 3, and k minus 8. All right, so what does the first piece need?
The top piece.
Yeah, the first piece needs, we need a k minus 8 over here.
Yeah.
So I got to multiply the first one by k minus 8. So we got k plus 7 times, let's see, I need to go ahead and FOIL that. K plus 7 times K minus 8. So that's K squared. Minus 8K plus 7K is minus K minus 56. Plus, what does this piece need? They need one more K plus 3. Okay, so K plus 3 over K plus 3. So what does that give me? That's K squared plus 3K minus 5K is minus 2K minus 15. All right, then you add your like terms. So 2K squared, I got negative 3K, and what was that, negative 71? All over, all that stuff in the bottom. All right, and that would be our answer. We'd be finished up.
Just like that.